Okay, everyone. So this week and next week, we're going to be working on our Unit 1 project. The goal of the Unit 1 project is to apply the skills that we learned on how to use GATE to write introduction, ACES for body paragraph, and TRACK for conclusion in order to formulate a 4-paragraph essay. So, as you can see on my screen, we have it broken down on how everything is going to work. Okay? What you should be able to see is what I'm currently switching over to in Student View. So each day over the next 2 weeks, we're going to do bits and pieces of this project. All of this information can be found in the Unit 1 project Padlet. As we do a part, it will be posted within the Padlet. So as you can see here, I'm going to upload these video directions and then the project guidelines. So all of the materials that you need are going to be in this Unit 1 project. The purpose of this is that if you were ever absent or you miss a day or you might be called for counseling or anything along those lines, you can reference what we did in class. Eventually, everyone's going to kind of be in a different spot on this, so we're going to be using Padlet and videos to help us with this. So let's go back into the Canvas module, and we're going to take a look at the Unit 1 project guidelines. You are going to click on Unit 1 project guidelines. I'm just going to pull them up right here. So it's going to open it up into a new Cami for you. So as you can see, our Unit 1 informational project is we're going to be focusing on the 5 themes of geography. Over the course of this year, we're going to kind of pull from other classes because as we talk about in here, you don't just use what you learn in English just in English. It's used across all of the subjects. So our prompt is what similarities and differences exist between 2 cities? For this, I'm going to give you 2 cities and we're going to talk about that in the next part of the project. Right now, we're just going over the project requirements. So for your rough draft, we have a graphic organizer. Again, we're going to go over that later. You're going to need an introduction, okay? Your introduction can be anywhere from 3 to 4 sentences. We are using the GATE method for this. You are able to use your yellow packets that you have if you need help with any sort of transitions or anything along those lines. So we need a hook to grab our reader's attention, add further explanation, a topic and controlling idea, and end with our main points. So that is paragraph 1. After that, you're going to move into body paragraph 2, where we're going to compare the similarities between these 2 cities. So for this, you need to choose 3 areas from the 5 themes of geography. Like you learned about in social studies, these are location, place, region, movement, and human environment interaction. So for each one of these themes, you need to choose and explain what the 2 places have in common using those 3 areas of geography. So that is body paragraph 2, similarities. Body paragraph 3 is where we're going to compare the differences. How are these 2 cities different? You're going to choose the same areas from the 5 themes of geography, and instead, this time you're going to explain how they are different. After you complete body paragraphs 1 and 2, you're going to write your conclusion. We've done a lot of work with conclusions, so we should be familiar on how to use and the TRACK method and how to write an effective conclusion. Again, you have your yellow packet if you need it. So just as a reference, and I'm sure you have this from social studies, the guidelines also cover the 5 themes of geography. So you can look through and see which ones might be the easiest to compare and contrast. Is it the absolute and relative location? Is it the physical characteristics and the human characteristics? What about the region, the movement, or the human environment? So you're going to choose 3 of these themes and compare and contrast 2 cities. So this is the end of the first video, just going over the project prompts and requirements. Each of you have this in your project folder. If you have any questions left over, raise your hand and ask me, Mrs. Forbes, or Mrs. Fitch, and we're happy to help you out. So we're going to pause here for today. We're going to move over to our next video, which explains what 2 cities we're comparing in the note-taking process.